Welcome back to another episode of Boys Love Kingdom Legendary War. This week we are recapping episode 5. As always, I'm Adam.
Put that on Do Not Disturb. What are we here to talk about, Adam?
Let's get into part 2 of the second battle challenge.
I wish they did it. I know they wouldn't have been able to do 2 and then the rest of the 4, but I wish they didn't get to split up. Comparing, they didn't split up one of the groups. Split a pair.
Yeah, I get that. That makes sense.
Yeah, because I had to kind of remember. Okay, how did Ikon did an ateez song?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah.
So ateez is the second half of the ateez ikon duo that's doing each other's songs. So ateez, their package that we get is more of this friendship progression between that started last week where Jay was talking about how he's friends with Hongjung, blah 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 blah. Now it's they really look up to Ikon. It's such a huge. It's such they
used to sing and dance their songs when they were trainees.
Son's been to the concert.
Son and his mom are both Ikon fans, which is cute.
We'll talk about it, I think, in the next group duos too. But there's one duos that felt like it was not about them. I don't want to say not respecting each other's artistry, but the focus of ateez Ikon and then Stray and BTOB is so camaraderie.
Yeah.
Where it's weird that the boy, looking back now that I've seen all of them, it's weird that the boys, their package was to go back to talk to Road to Kingdom.
Their package was not about
SF9.
doing each other. It was not about each other.
No.
It was about their performance in the show. It was just another round where they had to prove themselves. But I wonder if because SF9 doesn't feel as Sunbae like BTOB and Ikon. Because they are closer to the gap of the fourth gen.
Right. The boys is the oldest of the 3 groups there. In terms of I think they debuted before Stray, and then I think SF9 is the youngest of the older groups there.
I think that it's the SF9 and boys storyline was really more about their performance and their journey in the show. I think more so than the rest of the 4. The rest of the 4,
SF9's package almost feels like a completely different show.
It was just
its own hey, ha ha ha, very traditional.
Not connected to
the story of
the show.
The show's narrative. Yeah. And then the boys, it's weird.
They have their own show going on. The boys have their own show.
The boys is fighting the boys from Road to Kingdom.
Yes.
Which sucks, but that's the lot they have drawn with the straw.
Yeah.
ateez, so we're learning about how young we get little pictures of them in there when they were young.
They're so cute.
Jungho, even as a young child, looked like he was a dad,
someone's dad,
bringing his son to school or whatever. Great, I love it. So they have chosen Rhythm Ta, which we've now already seen in the show because that was their welcome or their intro song from the first episode. I actually was oh, maybe this is their chance to break out of the pirate thing and do something different, do something unexpected.
Which it is. It doesn't. They're not in the seas.
It is not a 1-to-1. They went
seas.
Piracy as general concept.
They did prequel.
Right.
They did Mufasa.
They did robbery, pillagery. Yeah. It's a prequel to the last performance. Yeah. They steal the Cromer.
Yeah.
The Cromer. We're all familiar with the Cromer. I thought this was very good.
I thought this was very good. This was a solid performance.
I think it was better than a solid performance. I think genuinely it would be very hard to watch last week's episode and this week's episode and come away and be well, there was a weak there are no weak
performances in this round.
No. Genuinely.
Every performance
everything is so elevated.
Yeah.
that it's like, and you're almost so not used to it from shows like this that it's like,
he was like, oh, this is the show. I guess this was the original concept of the show.
It's like, you know what it's most like from all the things that we've watched? It's like the last, before the last elimination in Boys Planet, where they had like all the 5 original songs, and all of them were good.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I don't know how to pick. Yeah. That is what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
Where, not in the same way, obviously, like this is like a complete, like we are like elevating this to the extreme, but it was on the level that I was like, I kind of can't pick anything that's wrong.
At the end of the day, this is just preference, my list of preference.
100% completely. I thought this was very good. I thought it was very smart and strategic for them to do a more scaled back
pulling back from the last one just because the last one was so big. But this still had...
it would be very hard to top a Kraken thing coming out. Like, they've already done kind of the biggest spectacle they can do.
Right.
So it's smart to be like, let's just bring it and focus it in on like the performance itself, which I think is, as always, so incredibly solid. They're such performers.
Yeah.
Like they're always so on when they're going. It's incredible.
I thought Songhwa was the star of the number. He was he just something about him, just like laser focus, like through the screen.
Yeah.
And obviously like San had the kind of dance break because he had like a little ropeography going on.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the texture of the floor.
It's not a screen you can take a video of.
Yes. I think it's a screen. Weird. I think it's more effective if it's pulled back, but then you can't see him.
Yeah.
So
because I think it was supposed to look like he was climbing
up the wall.
The wall, but
that was a big bummer. But I mean, that was a small blip. Jomo again, like
I already did this last time, so I will not do it again. But I swear to God,
continues.
An actual fucking legend.
Yeah,
like cannot imagine him not being a singer.
Yeah, I know.
Period. And especially in this group, like it shouldn't work.
Mm-hmm.
His vocal, I can't believe I'm doing this again. His vocal timbre is not like pop star. It is. He does not sing like a pop star, and because of the epic proportions that ateez constantly does, his energy and the way he sings matches perfectly. Like there's no other way to do pop music. He is a well-rounded vocalist. I'm not trying to say this, but like his main, like what he really excels in that his really separates him apart from so many other singers.
Yes,
is that it's just like this massive like wall of sound.
Yeah,
and I need for science. I need us to like just see what's going on inside. I need to know how big his lungs are. I want to know what his diaphragm looks like. Like, we need to study this man.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I can't believe I did this again. That's all. I'm leaving it right there. Can I say this, though? Because you said Songhwa. Genuinely Hongjung for me.
I know.
I have one other critique about this song, but I'll say that for a second. The way Hongjung performs his rap style, like his rap kind of persona, I would say, is this little fucking weird gremlin.
I know, and it helps.
A goblin. He's a goblin.
We also just watched Matt's too, so it's like we've seen him. Like I feel like Matt's out of
that's like
all of
might
it,
be
peak this Hongjung like character.
Yes, the like mischievous like
Captain.
I just, and it's so good, and it's such a contrast with kind of the rest of the really intense thing, and he kind of brings it down, and he plays with the like
it's like he's in control and 100%. Like having fun with the situation.
It's insane to think about the amount of rappers that are presently on the show that we are currently watching,
and they're all unique.
Not a single one of them can do the exact same thing as the other person. It's incredible. This is, I will say, my biggest, and this is not a miss purposefully on their part. It's just the situation. this is the most I've missed Mingy.
I know. This would have been perfect.
I needed his like kind of like
just presence, just like physical presence, and then like his super deep voice that
like a rap from him. Because I love the way, one of the things I've talked about before is I love how different Mingy and Hongjung are. Yeah, and how it's like so contrasted, but like it like blends so well together.
And I would have loved to listen to Mingy's do ikon.
Oh, like, 100%. Yeah.
I wish he was there.
I thought like the reimagining was really good. I really liked all of it.
I really liked the little press conference he did, the blimp. I feel like ateez is going to be, I wonder if they're going to continue to be like, we'll have one big prop that'll protrude out from the middle of the stage.
Yeah. I thought I was worried when they were like, no, we're going to lean in and we're going to continue with the storyline, that I was like,
are they going to get tired? I was
worried that people would get tired of it.
Yeah.
But like they
loved it.
They loved it. I thought it worked well. I was like glad that they separated it into like kind of a new timeline.
Yeah, totally.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't look like they're still the pirates from the first song. So like I thought that was all really intentionally done and smart. I think it's like really good.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's solid because I didn't come out of it feeling like there was a part that was weak.
I liked Wonderland better.
I liked last week's better, obviously. Yeah. Just because that was epic in all proportions. This is still good. This is still like, this is an ateez performance that I would still like gag for and like see live, you know? But like
100%.
But it's hard to go from the first round performance just because it was at its core what ateez is.
That was like ateez at the height of that, like the apex of what they are able to do. And this is still like in that vein, obviously. We didn't even mention, by the way, I wrote dirigible down because there's a fucking dirigible.
Is there really? In the music production, or they bring it out?
A dirigible's a blimp.
Oh, I am thinking didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo?
Didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo.
They're going to have a fucking prop fly out every episode.
I mean, that's cool. That's cool as hell. At first, I was like, oh, it's just hanging. And then it was like moving.
No,
and
moved.
I was like, holy shit.
Out.
It flew out.
It flew out. All expense paid.
All expense paid flew out. I didn't love the masks. But that's a me thing.
The masks
that's a me
will
thing.
Always scare us.
We're spooked.
And it was
boys.
fun because it was like,
we are Shaggy and Scooby. Should we move on to B2B? Or do we want to get some paper towels first?
Oh my God. I am sitting on a diaper, so I think we're good.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So the last pairing is B2B and Stray Kids. And I will say their chemistry was through the roof. Like I wanted to watch hours of just
this
B2B
episode to
and
be
Stray
6
Kids
hours longer.
Just to watch them talk.
100%.
Because
first
B2B,
of all, I would watch Eunkwang talk to literally anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone.
I mean, he had this little variety show where he plays games.
Mm-hmm.
But even like Peniel being able to play around with like Sriracha, Changsu being so playful, and
the
like
phone call,
the
hanging
phone
up the
call
phone
made me laugh so hard. Of them being like, they were able to get Stray Kids to say what 3 songs they're picking from, and when Stray was like, "So what are you guys picking?" Joseph just hangs up.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
It's so good.
All of the banter in both packages, because they both show up in both packages.
Yes, they go to each other's packages. Yeah,
this is clearly the most like we became friends.
We genuinely became friends, and they were already saying that like Peniel and Chan already knew each other, so I think that was able to like break the ice a little bit. But I mean, like B2B, they're just, because they're so Sunbae and they just have like really warm personalities. I think that just helps of them being like, yes, they want to do well in the show, but at the end of the day, they're having fun with this experience.
They feel like ikon, where ikon and B2B feel like they're on the show and they're like, we don't have anything to prove.
Yes. Yeah. We already have our legacy. Fun. We just want to show that like we can still do it. Yeah. That we can still like hang with the new generation.
Yes. SF9, because they're a little younger, and also because they're not as
well known,
massive, I would say, in the way that the other groups
they
are.
still have something to prove.
That they still, and because they've started like branching out into other careers, that it's like, well, we still want people to know we do this, that it's worth our time and energy. This is okay. They pick Backdoor, okay,
and I mean. We'll start with the body tee just because it's easy. It's the most obvious.
It's the thing they've been teasing for weeks.
Minhyuk looks fucking amazing when he first comes out, and he's obviously what I like about this whole literal rock and roller. You just do it. This whole rock and roller coaster concert behind the concert, whatever, is that everyone is playing a different role. As a rock star,
it's very cool,
which I think is really cool. And Minhyuk is fully like the one who like will sleep with the groupies after the show. Like he's like,
and I am groupies,
and I will be hanging outside the stage door until he's like, "You coming in?" Oh, but he starts out with this robe. His tits are glistening. The cleavage is just oiled, and then he like puts on a jacket and a tank top, and then it just slowly strips away until he finally gets to rip it off. So that's that. We were wet. Okay.
Is that what you want to hear? Sickos.
I bet they were gagging. I wish I was.
Oh my God.
I wish I was gagging.
All right. I want to say that me saying that this performance changed my life is a hyperbolic statement, but in fact, it's not. I feel like there is a before I watched this performance and there is an after. Yeah. I want to show that to everyone I've ever met and be like, have you seen our Lord and Savior BTOB do Stray Kids' Backdoor?
And they're like, is that a riddle? What words are you saying?
None of those words are in the Bible, to be clear. Not a single one.
I love the Eunkwang start, very Glee-esque. Like, just, na. Okay. Okay. Walking in the heels. Devilos Prada. I've already talked about Eunkwang and Changsub's voice, but when Eunkwang fucking does the note, that's why you have the career that you have.
100%. 100%.
And what I really loved was that Stray Kids was like, I think the same way that the boys reacted to with the Stealer, like it, and ateez with ikon. It's like, it's such an honor for a Sunbae Neem to sing our song,
right?
But also to be like, I can't believe our song is capable enough to carry a performance like this,
right?
They're like, we're not known for these crazy vocals, but hearing a crazy vocal come out of our song must be like an amazing feeling.
Oh, for sure, and especially also because it's like they wrote,
yes,
they produced
it. Is their
like
song.
It's so cool. It has to feel incredible, especially for that, of all of them,
I could listen to Eunkwang and Changsub sing together forever. I want this concert series. I want them to. Oh my God.
I thought it was when we were getting previews over the past like 2 episodes.
It was just Minhyuk.
It was just Minhyuk, and there was like a shot of them with the like BTOB and lights behind them,
so
and you could tell it was like a red carpet.
Yes, thing. So I was like, oh, it's gonna be like not gimmicky, but like gimmicky. Like there's gonna be a bit. It's a bit,
and I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's gonna be like
I think
fun.
That'll be fine.
It's them to show like, look, we can dance.
Yeah, genuinely, that's what I thought they were gonna lean into, and I was like, I mean, it'll be good. I don't think it'll be bad. I was not. First of all, I was not expecting Rockver.
I know.
That's because like there is a level of rock that it like. There's a reason like rock opera ends up making sense because like rock is so kind of like over the top in its own right.
Yeah.
And I feel like they leaned, especially Eunkwang, like leaned into that kind of like
my God.
really
rock
heightened rock star, like
yeah.
God-like performance. Yeah. It's so interesting because the whole show, it's been like Kingdom Legendary War and these huge like larger than life performances, and everything is such an epic scale that it's almost like, well, you can't do anything. Nobody's gonna. I don't think. I would be very shocked. I don't think anybody's gonna do like anything really bright. Like, I don't think it's gonna be like really cute or funny or stuff like that. Like, that won't win you anything because people look down on that stuff. So that's fine. But I thought like that's kind of the direction they were gonna head with this.
That it was gonna be goofy.
That it was gonna be a little goofier.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's fun. I know they're like funny guys.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
Yes. No, it was what I received
in my spirit today.
It was still very much a B2B performance. It was like in their personalities. It was in like what they do best, but just still transformed the song into like theirs. I really like this round.
It's incredible.
This round is great. I want to watch a full show of just this.
I want to watch 100 episodes of this.
Yeah.
With every group ever.
Every group ever doing
boy groups, girl groups, boy and group. I want
this. I just want the concept of performing each other's songs like this. Which I guess is kind of like what Immortal Songs is like, because then they sing. It's like one Sunday and then two groups sing their song.
Yeah.
But I want like a full tournament. I don't know.
I don't even need it. I genuinely don't want to be a competition. It doesn't even need to be a competition. I just want a show where you just do a cover at this scale.
Totally. Because, I love it. I mean, this song is already so good. And then by being able to...
The song is
Backdoor is like one of the best. It's like one of the greatest. Truly.
There's a reason they keep doing it.
Yes.
Because it's so fucking
It's a great combination of like a great song, but then like the goofiness of Stray Kids. Like,
yes, the
it's
hook
just,
of the
hook. It's everything.
The charm.
Yeah. And then to do the B2B spin on it, which like...
The insane part is I cried during this performance.
I know.
Which is insane because nothing is sad, but it's like...
It's just like amazing. It's just awestruck. Like
everything hit at the exact perfect level it needed to hit. And I was like... It's like so impossible to do that perfect. And it's not, to me, it does feel like they did these in one take. Like if they had two, I feel like we wouldn't have the storyline of Sungyeon not catching the fire.
Oh, not catching fire. Yeah.
Like I don't think that would have happened twice in a row.
Right.
I feel like they did it in one, and it's just so impressive to hit everything perfectly that I have absolutely zero notes.
I know.
There is not a single thing I would have changed.
I know.
Could have made better.
Yeah.
I think it is like so pitch perfect. I think like, I guess maybe the only critique I could find if I cared enough, but I didn't because I thought everything else was so spectacular, is they like didn't do a ton of dancing. But like that is so past the realm of what I actually care about.
But I mean, even if they didn't do a lot, they did enough of the iconic backdoor choreography. Like they went through the dancers that I was like, that's all I needed.
Yeah. And did
that. Yeah. I loved it. I mean, this was my favorite Peniel. I felt like he was so comfortable and playful with their parts.
It was like the same idea as like SF9, where SF9 was like, we're going to be 9 different characters.
Yeah.
And the 4 of them were 4 different characters. And I think it helps that there were only 4 instead of being like, how can we do 9 different people in 9 different ways?
Totally. Yeah.
They're kind of 4 different versions of a rock star. And I was like, this is fucking... I have no words for this performance. Yeah. I want to watch... I wish I could stop recording and just watch it again.
It's just funny because I also think they... Out of context, their costumes look crazy just sitting in an empty dressing room. Like, Pena looks like a plum. Like, but then, like, when they're on the performance, it's like, they fit their, how they look, like, fits.
Yes.
And everything. It's just, yeah.
Okay.
It was just so good. It was so good. And I genuinely, just innately watching the show, I just want to root for the Sunbaenim groups. I don't know. There's just something about like I want to root for the ones that are like older because I want
because you feel seen as a hag.
Yes, absolutely. It's still the excitement.
The parade has not passed them by.
Yes. Mm-hmm. it's kind of how I feel about Drag Race, right? When you see like an older queen like do well in a new season, or like an older season girl coming back for All Stars, it's like, I think it's more like that, where I'm like, look, they're still showing that like I can still hang with like what's funny, what's irrelevant and relevant in drag right now, that I like people can still like.
So you're saying you want Tammy back on?
Tammy Brown? Absolutely. Brown. Give Tammy Brown another. Nina Flowers, girl.
When they were like, we need to find a song that like, we are vocalists and we need to showcase that, which I always think Penuel has to be like, yep, you guys are.
Yeah. So, I mean, no, it's great that like this was the most rap we got from them, right?
Yeah. He wrote an entire new rap.
And I do like that like this is a song that you don't think that would be like vocally.
That's what I mean. Like, it's not a song where I think like, oh, a vocal. I mean, I think...
It's high.
It's super high. It's super high. But it's not a song where I think like, oh, it's a vocally challenging song. Like the song's highlight in its normal kind of situation is not that in my mind.
But they were able to bring that
100%.
Yeah.
I want to like kiss them because I was like,
I also want to use my lips.
You know what? I'm just trying to like have a nice G-friendly show.
The craziest part about watching Minhyuk is that he's probably like twice the size now. He already looks fucking huge.
He is shredded in this.
And right now he is...
I don't want to talk about it. Let's go to Stray Kids. Last performance, last step on the list. But certainly not least at all.
But yeah, once again, the whole bit of them with BTOB was so fun.
They do a whole nother bit.
They like
Three Racha meets
Three Racha with Penuel and Eunkwang, and they are just, the banter is so quick. They play a little second of their performance, and Penuel like snatches the phone to steal it. It's so good.
It's extremely charming.
Yeah.
It really makes them feel like regular guys. Like, these are all regular guys.
Like we all love what we're doing.
Yes.
So let's just like kind of kiki.
And Bangchan's like, just the way he gets like, I don't know, he does this thing.
Bangchan is like, he's so...
Say the word girly pop, because I am not saying that, but
it's not a direct girly pop correlation.
No.
But there's something, he reminds me, it's very my straight friends from like all boys high school. Like they're kind of like nice, like very nice.
Yes.
And like really like earnest about like what they're into.
Can we get to the part that made me cry? Because it comes after the performance.
I know.
Okay, we're going to talk about the problem, and then we'll talk about the performance.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ian goes in. There's, first of all,
they sing "Pray I'll Be Your Man," which is like truly one of the hardest vocals.
I can't imagine even trying to do this song.
The first time we heard this song,
key.
Yes, the first time we heard this song was in Build Up, and Park Jae-up sang,
which is also an incredible performance.
Yes, and so who was scared?
I was scared
because once again I was like, I don't know if who has these vocals in Stray Kids.
I was like, I
don't know.
I was like, I knew Seungmin could do this because I was like, Seungmin is a is a vocalist.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was where
I was like, I don't know.
Well, Felix not gonna do it.
I was like, who else is a vocalist? I didn't know. He takes it down. I didn't know who the other vocalist was.
Past that, I had no idea.
So when Ian was in that, well, first of all, when Ian was in that little recording studio, my maternal instincts kicked in. I don't know what it is.
I have to protect Ian at all costs.
There is something so...
Oh my God. About him and Seungmin, I just want to like shield them from the world. It's that like meme of the guy who's like getting all the bullets for like the person praying or whatever. Who cares? It's so stupid.
And it's Ian.
It's me and Ian behind me.
Ian in the back trying to sing this vocals.
And Seungmin is a picture of a Bichon Frise because that is who I think he is. He is a pup. He is a Bichon
Adam says that Seungmin Adam says that Sungmin is a Bichon Frise, and I was like, yes, he's a Bichon Frise who was granted a wish that he could be human for a day.
But it's a Bichon Frise that has like a little plastic like raincoat on. It's like, yes. I swear to God, it's the cutest thing in my mind.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yes, IN is like, it's very high. He's not getting the emotion of it.
And they're stressing about it in the rehearsal.
In the recording.
Well, first of all, in the recording, and then in the rehearsal, which that's when I found out that Han is a vocalist as well. I had no fucking idea that Han could sing this well.
I can't believe. I have to go to my TikTok right now because in my TikTok bio, it does say stay, which is insane. Because I was like, I used to be under the illusion that I could be like, oh, I've seen like a few title tracks. I can no.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I have to get rid of it. Not because I'm not a fan of Stray Kids,
but we have no clue.
What do you mean? I didn't
know.
And I'm out here saying I'm out here promoting myself as a stay
when I didn't even know Han could sing that way. I'm out here
giving myself branding as a stay, and I'm out, and I don't. No, so we have to be editing that because that will be rectified in the near future.
I had no idea Han could sing like this.
I mean, I assumed he could sing, but I was like, this isn't.
But like he's literally doing, like he's toe to toe with J-Up and Eunkwang.
And I only thought he rapped.
I thought he only rapped.
I mean, I thought he was like. I thought he also like. Changbin is like a rapper.
Chan sings. You know, he has like
Bang Chan sings, mostly sings.
Yeah. So,
but Han, I was like, Han is rapper, vocalist.
Yes,
because our first interaction with Han is Thunderous, which that's when Han does the. And I remember watching that for the first time, being like,
that. I was like, I'd never heard that rap rhythm ever
in my life.
I was like, oh, so this is his gig.
Oh.
He's got multiple gigs.
No. He's a whole fucking circus of gigs. He's the gig economy, bitch. Give him a W-9 because this man is the gig economy worker.
The performance, deep story. They were like, this song, because I think originally the song is like, you know, undying love, devotion to a woman, right? Like it's a romantic love, but they flipped it so that way it's more of like it's our love to like the ones that we devote and protect. So like family and friends.
Yeah.
And so
whoever you want to fill in that blank with.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then in the performance, it kind of just like funneled and obviously they make it like an epic storyline, which I think they've also like ateez, like they've been doing like a kind of connecting storyline. I think from last episode it was like, you know, warding good and evil. That here it's fully like I am trading my life to the devil to save the person I love. Yes. The ultimate sacrifice.
Watching BTOB and then watching this, I was like,
what are we doing?
I don't know if I want to watch any more of the show because I'm like, I don't think it's going to get better. I think this might be the pinnacle.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how you beat this challenge. This is...
Yeah, this run was pretty fucking amazing. But these two performances, like, I don't know, it just clicked. Everything clicked. And I'm going to say this. So IN, like, messes up. He
quote,
like
unquote.
He cracks basically on his high note. But I first of all barely heard it because it like cuts out from his throat and then like he just throws away the rest of the note.
Yes.
Which I was like, oh, that's to me, I was like, oh, that's smart because then he was able to just throw it away because of the emotion.
It's such a musical theater thing.
You're the height of the emotion of the song, so you just do it that way. And it works. Everything's so fucking loud anyway. Yeah. So it doesn't matter.
And it's like I can give nothing more. I've given everything.
I literally give my soul to the devil.
I gave my soul to the devil
to save this child.
Okay,
and
right?
Then after the performance,
when it happened, I was like,
oh my God. I was like, that was supposed to be bad. Yeah.
Because I obviously knew, I was like, oh, it's smart because like he was struggling with it. Yes. But also I was like, but
that's a smart decision.
Narratively, like it works.
And then afterwards he starts crying and he's like, I was so disappointed in myself. And I was like,
truly was like, oh,
I was like, oh no, you thought that was bad? No. That wasn't.
No.
That was not.
No.
But that's the thing. It's hard because when you are watching that and you're monitoring it, blah, 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 you're literally monitoring your own voice. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, and it has to feel crazy in a group that, I mean, obviously BTOB is...
You already feel this pressure, right? This is the hardest vocal.
It's the hardest vocal, but what I mean is like BTOB almost has like, they have the most, I feel like you could watch their performance and be like, oh, if there's slight mess ups, it's fine because there's 4 people doing this full number, right? Yeah. Whereas like the more members you add who have specific parts, the time that the focus gets shortened.
Gets shorter, yeah.
So like their pressure rides on like their 2 lines, their 3 lines, right?
Yes. Solomon and Ian are just doing the high parts.
Yeah. And so Ian obviously has these like 3 or 4 lines of the song that he is like, I have to nail these. And so of course he's in the whole number, right? But for him in his mind, it's like, this is the one this moment. Is the part I am this is my responsibility.
Yes, yeah.
And so of course he's beating himself up over this. And I really wanted someone to just be like, but it was like brilliant.
But it was brilliant. It sounded great.
It was actually,
I actually thought
outside, I probably would have liked this better than if it, like, I think if he had done it like perfectly or whatever, like I would have been like, wow, that sounded great. But I thought
because it was broken.
It had the
had the emotion. I was like, oh, that's it. That sold it. I wish there was a person.
It was so musical theater.
I know. Like I wish there was a moment where like a member of BTOB, like if it was Kwang that saw like Ian was like really whatever, and he was like, hey, like that was great, like the emotion was there, blah blah blah.
I know,
but it's even better.
It's even better than that.
They play you the audio. They don't even show you because they're off camera, but it's just an empty. It's the empty dressing room, and you just hear the audio of Bang Chan just being like, "It's okay, like it's okay, you messed up," and like. Ian was like, but I messed up. And he's like, it's okay. And you know what? I messed up too. I messed up. And he whispers it. He was like, I messed up a lot of times too. And you just learn from your mistakes. And we just try to not make it again next time. But you did a great job. And then in their talking heads.
The nicest
I know. It's so sweet. And the talking heads is they're all like, this performance would not have happened without Ian. Like, he is the reason why this performance was so great. Oh my God. Which, like, I think I'm going to say this, okay? When it comes to leaders and when we talk about leaders
and when we talk about leaders
and when we have the conversation about leaders, there is something that activates when it's Bang Chan turns on the leader. We've seen the videos of like when he's serious.
And he's like upset.
And it's like, ooh, scary, but ooh.
Ooh.
But then you get this and I'm like, there is something. It's like
it like comes back to that feeling I had that originally got me into K-pop.
Yeah.
Which is the genuine earnest kindness
between
guys.
Men. Yeah. The comforting that men.
I feel like we just do not see.
No.
And I'm sure there are people who will say like, oh, it's all done for the cameras and da-da-da.
If it was, they would not have done it behind cameras where you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, this was a private conversation.
If you want to believe that men don't have this capability, go ahead. Because you know what? By and large, you're probably right.
Yes, yeah.
But like,
the ones that do,
it's just it actually is the thing that like is the last bit of hope I have in terms of like our people,
our lives. Yeah. It's that. What is that? What did we just watch? For just think about a good thing. What was that?
I don't know what you're talking about. Think about a good thing.
Think about a.
I don't even know.
Was it a BL?
I don't know.
Was it a?
Is it like a magical thing?
Was
it Cursed Child?
It was Cursed fucking Child. I can't believe it.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking Dementors.
Don't bring that. I mean,
no, but like it's that idea of like. That would be yours. You would be thinking of this moment.
I would be thinking of this moment. If I had to battle a Dementor, if I had to conjure Young, if you want to come on the show and talk about this, I know you're a big Harry Potter fan.
Yeah.
If I had to conjure a Patronus and I had to dwell on a happy memory, it would be me watching this moment of Bangchan Comfort IN. That would be what I would draw on.
Bangchan is my Patronus.
And now we've said it.
Oh my God.
This is amazing. This is fucking incredible. I thought their first performance was really good.
Yeah.
This is like
focused.
I felt like I liked this 10 times.
This fixed what I felt about that last performance because I was like, there were so many things going on.
Yeah.
That I needed him to focus, and this was so focused.
So incredible.
You are following one clear story.
Yes.
And they got a damn child in there.
They got a child.
They got a little baby Bangchan in there.
They got like the walls coming down.
The walls coming down was a big fucking
I thought
slay.
like the brilliance of making it this like white set and then changing the lighting for the red. Like, so it just, again, like the B2B one, I was like, what am I going to critique? I'm watching it being like, what am I supposed to say on my stupid recap podcast about a show that came out 3 years ago?
It's
what
good.
the fuck am I supposed to say?
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Good job. They did it.
Hey, Felix, nice work getting pulled.
Getting pulled. There is a long list of Adam's...
Please.
Yeah. Adam's beloveds.
Adam's specific beloveds getting pulled in
choreography. I really didn't have much to say just because it was so perfectly thought of.
It's so perfectly thought of. The extra, like the other dancers who are like angels and like all of it was so huge and like epic and like all of the things that we've already said that I was like watching it just stunned that it was happening.
Yeah.
And that it was so clear and concise and cohesive.
Yeah.
And like had a really like touching story, like actually
thoughtful.
Me.
Yes. And even everyone was like, oh, like I didn't realize we could do that. Like you could tell the other groups are like, oh, I didn't realize we could have a true message like this. Yeah. Not just like a storyline.
I feel like it still even did tie back into their it wasn't like the same like ateez did, but it was like, because that was still also about good and evil, and this was still in the same vein, and I was like, it's just so, I don't know, like beautifully tragic.
Yeah.
See that tragically beautiful girl.
Which is interesting because Stray's music is, and when they perform, it's like rebellious, right? So it's interesting to see them do like high artistic concepts like this.
Like very artistic, like very
Black Swan tea. Very like
yes.
Yeah.
I felt like Changbin was the star of this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it was not a song that I was like, oh,
there's a big role for Changbin.
For him.
But I mean, the song has that like crazy rap.
Yes. So I should have assumed.
Yeah.
But I didn't know they were going to utilize his character in the way that it is utilized. And I was so incredibly impressed with what he did.
Mm-hmm.
That I always remember, and their music videos always make you remember, is that it comes back to like them wanting to like be with Stay. Like it comes back to like,
it's always about like that relationship.
Yes. And like obviously every fandom and like group has their own like special bond, but like they're so vocal about it. I don't know. It just makes me think like they're such like trying to be like a real place of comfort. A place of comfort,
yes. And that they can, And from what I've like heard from Stay, like that is the relationship.
Yeah.
Like they look up to the music, the performance to be a comfort. Yeah.
They're very special. And I feel like this performance really
encapsulates it, but also just that moment with Bangchan
and it was like a real challenge to them too.
Yes.
Because like they were like, we're not known for doing this specifically. And like they absolutely
and it wasn't since like their intro stage where they kind of show like, oh, what is they're like getting through something.
Yes.
The challenge they have to overcome.
And
because
also,
I thought that because I just assumed Stray would like sail through this competition.
I did. I thought they were going to win every week.
Yeah, me too. So that's why I'm like, oh, this is interesting that it is
so interesting.
The voting and the scores is my personal like villain of the show. Like I want to turn the show off when the numbers start being brought up.
Here's the rankings from 6 to 1. Stray Kids, BTOB, SF9, ikon, the boyz, ateez.
It's crazy.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any. I have none of them in those spots. The self-evaluations. Okay, the ones they do for each other. 6th place. I'm sorry. What I should have specified
now this adds.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I'm about to read is the combined scores from the experts and the. I can tell you. I remember though who it was, but the boyz was 6th. They went from 2nd to 6th. Stray Kids is 5th. Ikon 4. BTOB, SF9, ateez is 1st. The next week is a field day. Okay. So we are not going to recap it for the channel. We will be watching it on our Patreon, but we will take a week off from YouTube because what is there talking about?
They're playing games.
There's your recap. So we just went to the end
to see
what
the actual final scores.
Okay. Music videos. 6th place, SF9, 5th BTOB, the boyz, ateez, ikon, Stray Kids, which I think was if not the same, it was pretty similar to the last music video round. And then the online voting in 6th place, ateez, SF9, ikon, BTOB, the boyz, Stray Kids was 1st. What? I don't think any of those made sense.
None of those made sense.
That is not, let's say this, that is not how I would have ranked them.
Yeah.
I also feel like it's an insane thing to rank these 6 performances because in what world?
Yes.
It would be like, oh, you have a 4.0 and then everyone else has like a 3.9.
Yeah.
Great. Well, we did it. We all graduated. So now, with that being said, we are going to rank.
Now we're going to do it.
The 6th performance. Okay. Oh, God. In 6th place, I said ateez. I think it is not necessarily the performance. I do think I liked Wonderland better.
Yeah.
But I think them paring down, while smart for the competition.
Yes. Everyone else
ratcheted it up so
because
far.
Of them. Because they brought it.
It's their fault.
It's their fault because they brought it in place. They brought it in round 1. So everyone kicked their game up.
This is why RJ and I was talking about how the best thing is to like start middling and then go up.
Yes.
Okay. So that's my 6th place. In 5th place, I have SF9, which I also thought was, again, very good. But I don't... If the challenge was turn a song of someone else's into your song, I don't know enough about SF9 to be like, what's their signature thing? Other than, like, they look like that, right? So it didn't feel like an SF9 song to me. I don't think they changed it enough. That's my only reasoning. I had to like find stupid reasons to make this list. In 4th place, I have ikon. And that was mostly because like I didn't love the staging.
Yeah.
But like the set.
Yeah.
Not even like what they were doing, but like the set design. It just looked cheap. That's all I can come up with.
These are not, yeah.
But if we were truly just based on like pure production, changing the song to someone else, they would probably be in 2nd place for me.
Yeah.
If it was just purely based on that. The boyz I gave 3rd because I genuinely, even with this fire mess up, I still think like that was an otherworldly performance that I like can't believe was just a regular thing people saw on television and nobody saw in person. which again, I think is crazy. This whole thing happens in COVID, so nobody's appreciating this.
Yeah.
Insane. And it led me to my Juyeon 20-minute rant
Absolutely.
about how he's an artist.
Yeah.
So, in second place, I put Stray Kids. Because I was like affected.
I know, yeah.
By that.
Yeah.
And in first place is obviously BTOB because that's one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. Period. The end. Those are my rankings.
Just all of those, the experts in the self is just very interesting.
Genuinely the worst part, and then I'll let you do this, is watching the boys hear that they are in second place.
They're in second place and then
go
get
to
sixth. Because they do the math and that no one voted for them. Not a
single group voted for them. They didn't have to do math. They saw that the number was exactly the same.
Yeah.
And you literally watch their hearts break.
Yeah.
And it is so frustrating because that's not the point.
I know, that's the thing. That's not the point of this.
It's not the point. And that performance was incredible. Like,
that's why I hate the voting and the ranking so much, because it means nothing just to add drama, which like the drama is already in like the pressure that they feel that they have to like knock out these performances. Like all of these performances, they're all great, but they all were not like, they all still had one thing that could have been perfect, which like that'll just always be there. And
unless you were BTOB in this performance.
And that'll always make them feel like a crazy challenge that they have to overcome. So like, why stress them out even more by adding a ranking? Okay. In sixth place, I also said ateez for the same reasons. I think they do a really solid performance, but everyone else elevated what we've seen from them so far, that now it just feels like, okay, we're all leveling up to ateez now. So
they all saw that fucking crack and they're like, well, shit, gotta put our big girl pants on now.
I picked number 5 as the boyz. I think for the same reasons that I think the other groups elevated themselves a little higher in what they're capable of. That I think the boyz, even though it was beautiful and Juyeon and the giant bird cage was beautiful, there was still a level of like, this is kind of what I would have expected from them. And I actually think their song is less of their song still sounds like the original O Sole Mio, with just a little darker tone. I think SF9 did a better job of making Steeler sounds, but I
think though that pairing is the one
that pairing is the weakest, I think. Yeah. But I think SF9 sound,
just in terms of like them knowing
reinterpreting the song.
Yeah.
I think SF9 made Steeler sound a little bit more like their kind of like sexy sound. They're like elevated sound now. You're just this is just the apology tour.
And then at the FanCon they did fucking Bloom Bloom Pow in fucking princess dresses.
I know.
And I have to hear, since I said the Bloom Bloom Pow thing, every fucking week we've come on this show, there's been a new thing about Bloom Bloom Pow. And I swear to God,
Bloom Bloom Pow keeps coming up every single week in culture.
She's in culture.
Yeah.
The song is in culture, but I'm not supposed to talk about it. Okay.
I am going to say SF9 then is 4th. I think this was their best performance in the show so far, and it sounds great, and it really utilized their assets. But I think they just need some more polish in just a few of the moments, like the dance break just needed polish or whatever. I said ikon was number 3. I think their complete reinterpretation of the song as an ikon song is so fucking iconic. It sounds so good. It sounds so good. But I did want to watch their showpieces topple like it did in Stray Kids.
It looked like they were about to.
And then
the fact that Stray Kids set was supposed to topple, and I was shocked by it.
Yeah.
And the set that there definitely should not have been any toppling.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is held together by sticky tack.
And then I picked number 2 is Stray Kids and number 1 is BTOB. I think they are the standouts of the round. Mm-hmm. I think Stray did the best of the new generation, and then BTOB did the best of the Sunbays. Mm-hmm. I think BTOB was like the winner of this round. And so it is fucking crazy that the experts put them fucking 5th.
I don't understand how the experts put them 5th and 6th. I genuinely, I do not know. I don't get it. Know.
When the definitely don't understand. When the expert scores came out, we had to pause and just like sit with it because I was like, "What the fuck?"
I don't understand BTOB at 6th or 5th. I do not understand Stray Kids at 6th place.
Yeah.
For that performance.
Yeah. And Changbin looked like he was ready to snap someone.
And he should have. With his legs. And it should have been me.
Who was scared?
Who was scared? Not me. I'm ready to go.
Yes, so make sure you join us on patreon.com/boyzlove, where we will watch next week's episode there. And then the following week, we'll also watch that. And then the recap will be for that, because we're not going to recap the variety day. Sorry. What's the recap? If there's anything fun that is worth mentioning, we'll mention it.
We'll mention the following week. Yeah. Great.